most of our funding, the majority, comes from the City and County of San Francisco. So they fund a couple of our biggest programs. Like we have a housing program, you might have explained all of this, where we pay people's deposits to move into housing, and that money comes from the City and County of San Francisco Department of Human Services, or Human Services Agency. We also have a big contract with that agency for one of our teams here that works with clients that are referred from CPS, which places children in foster care. So if there's a suspicion of substance abuse in the family, those families are referred to one of our teams here. So a very big grant comes from the city for that funding. We also get funding for substance abuse and I think a little bit of some of our prenatal work from, it's called community and behavioral health. So that's the city combined funds for mental health and substance abuse treatment, so we get a little bit of that money too.
Okay.
So those are some of our biggest grants, and those are all like local city government grants. The next biggest source of funding are foundations, private foundations, or sometimes even corporate foundations. So like Blue Cross, the health insurance company, they have a big foundation. Some of those organizations have big foundations, and they fund some, over the years have funded some of our projects. And then there's a lot of smaller family foundations, like, did you tell them about the cribs?
Yeah, well, I didn't tell them.
So there's a small family foundation that gives us money so that we can buy cribs, brand new cribs for families. So that's a small family foundation. A lot of them are in the Bay Area or California, but sometimes our director meets people from other states and other communities, and they like what we're doing, and so they fund us as well. But mostly it's fairly local. And then we have individual donors, and we have a big fundraising party in May, and we also have a big appeal at the end of the year where we ask for funds. And I think a few other little things that we try to do during the year to get individual donations. So we do get quite a few of those as well. And I can't tell you actually the breakdown, but the majority is government, then the foundations, and then the individual donors. And I think right now we have one federal government grant, which is for our tax program. And writing for federal money is really difficult. The grants are really complicated, can take weeks. So we haven't done that too much, but we did this one recently and got it. So we have a wonderful person here full-time who helps people with taxes and other financial problems that they might be having. So you might say, well, this isn't tax season, what are they doing? Well, a lot of people are trying to clean up their taxes or work on back taxes that they owe without getting in trouble and things like that. So he also does work with employers and some problems that individual people might be having with their employers, sort of with not giving them some of the funds that they should be giving them. Anyway, so that was a federal government grant.
Okay, great. And have you had any cuts within the last couple of years to the government budget?
Okay, we've been really, really lucky. We've had some cuts in the community and behavioral health grants. I think they cut, I don't know what percent, like 6% or 10% or something like that. But we weren't getting a whole lot from them, so it didn't derail us. Like other agencies were getting all their funding from them, and they lost like so much of it. But we just lost a little bit, so we haven't had to lose any people right now.
Okay.
Which is really great.
Has it affected you in other ways, the budget?
Well, it's just you have to work a lot harder for the funding. Our director and the people that work on fundraising, it's just a lot more stressful because they have to raise so much money to keep everything going, and individual donors who maybe a couple years ago could give a certain amount now can't. You know, they're giving much less, so they're still donating, but it's a lot less. And you know, I think some of the foundations are maybe cutting back on what they're doing as well. So it's just constantly trying to find new sources of money. And but we have been really, really lucky. Some of the big grants that we've applied for from the city it's money that we've been kind of getting for the work that we do, so they know our work, they know we can do the work, but you never quite know, are they going to go for it again this year? And so we've been really lucky so far.
That's good to hear. So
Yeah.
it really hasn't affected too much. You just you have to look further.
Yeah, you have to work harder for the money and look farther afield, but the reality is we, even though I think we're trying not to grow too much, we're still growing a little bit.
Good.
So-
So far you have one federal grant. You have any state grant?
No.
Just city and
Oh,
federal.
wait, I'm not, yeah, just city and county. The one I'm not sure of, Safe Start. We have a domestic violence grant, and to tell you the truth, I'm not sure. It might be state funded.
Oh, okay.
But we don't have very much state money. It's mainly city and county of San Francisco.
Okay.
Yeah.
And have you noticed that it sounds like it hasn't really affected too much the budget cuts so far? Has it
Right.
affected any of your members? Or it's just the fact that the volunteers and the people who work here have to work a lot harder? So far?
Yeah. I mean, I think the economic crisis has affected everybody personally,
Yeah.
and all the clients especially. And we are doing a lot of things to try to save money around here. Conservation of energy, electricity, water, paper. You know, we're copying on double sides, which of course makes sense. Somehow we never did that before. So we're trying to save on a lot of expenses, because that's something, certain areas where we really can cut down. But I think our clients are feeling it. Like we have, on Mondays we give away bags of fresh fruit and vegetables that we get from the food bank here. And Monday morning, there are like so many people here. There could be 50 people coming in Monday morning to get a bag of groceries. And it's just really increased a lot. And people are very stressed out. And some people, we've seen some clients, they've never thought in a million years they'd ever be a client of an agency like ours, but they lost their house. And they don't have, they don't have a place to live, or they don't have, maybe they're trying to keep up with a rental payment or staying in a hotel or something, and they need food. It's just, so we see it, I think, like just how stressed out people are, and how hard the situation is for most people. But our agency itself so far has been able to kind of keep up. It's just a lot of pressure, like what's going to happen next year. I don't know. It might take a couple years to really see a downturn, but so far we've been okay.
But do you have any staff changes, like in terms of hiring more or
We're
laying
hiring
off?
a couple of more people, actually.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah. And one person did leave, but it was kind of due more to sort of reorganization in our administrative staff. There wasn't quite enough money to have two people doing the same job, but otherwise, we've kept everybody else, like on all of the frontline staff that works with the clients are all still here, and we're actually adding a couple of people.
So it sounds like you're finding that you have more clients since the economy has gone down. Do you ever have times when you don't have enough services for everyone, or?
Yes, every day, but we don't turn anyone away, so it's more of a stress factor for the staff.
So you just let things out more, or how does that work?
You just do what you can. It's mainly a problem for just literally getting people in the door here. Some people have to wait 3 or 4 weeks to get an appointment, so that's the problem. That's where the real problem is. We can try to help them with things, but they need to get in to see their case manager. So that's really hard, and we don't have an easy answer for that. Because so far we don't turn anybody away. As long as they have a child under 18 in their life, they can come here, and we'll try to help them with whatever they need.
Do you have any kind of backup plan if say, some budgeting is cut for a certain program?
No, not that I know of. Our director might.
I
I don't know. We just operate on faith. We just operate on faith that somehow they'll keep finding the money. Yeah.
I hope she does.
Do you
it's
know
hard
any
to have
of
a backup
I'm
plan?
sorry.
Like if we lost a whole grant, it would be really hard. And so I think that what they're doing is just trying to continue to raise money. It's like you never stop, So right now, one particular program might be funded, but you still keep raising money for that program because you never know what's going to happen next year. We're on a fiscal year, so it's July 1 to June 30. So you just never quite know. So they're not stopping.
We wish you good luck. Do you guys have any more